Have you ever wondered what a narcissist is really thinking when you cut them off? Do they panic, or is there a secret plan already in motion to keep control over you? In this video, you'll see what a narcissist hopes for, what they actually think about your decision, and most importantly, the psychology behind why they react the way they do. I spent 20 years researching self-worth and narcissistic relationships, and I teach simple systems to empower you in any situation. Deciding to go no contact is not an easy choice, but often it's a necessary step to finally end the cycle of abuse. While you might be grieving the loss of the relationship that you had hoped for, the narcissist experiences a radically different perspective. For them, your absence isn't about loss, growth, or closure. It's about disruption, a problem to solve, so they can regain the control and supply that they feel entitled to. And that difference in perspective is the key to understanding what's really going on in their mind when you go no contact. The first thing to understand is that they don't see it as a boundary or a reflection of your autonomy. Instead, they view it as a malfunction, a temporary glitch in the system. Narcissists don't see you as an independent person with your own thoughts, feelings, and needs. To them, you're a source of narcissistic supply, someone who exists to validate, serve, and feed their fragile ego. Imagine what you do when an appliance stops working. Do you mourn its feelings? Do you wonder if it needs space or time to process? No. We focus on fixing it so it could start working for us again. And that's exactly how a narcissist sees you when you go no contact. They hope that this is just a temporary shutdown and that with the right reset, you'll go back to doing what they want without question. So do they care about your decision? Not in the way that you'd hope for. They don't really care about your feelings or the reasons behind your decision. They care about what your absence means for them. It disrupts the flow of attention, validation, and control that they've come to rely on, and that disruption feels like a threat to their sense of self. Rather than reflecting on their own behavior or wondering how they've hurt you, they're focused on how to get things back to normal, and this normal is you serving them as you did before. Psychologically, narcissists lack object permanence when it comes to relationships. Object permanence is the ability to understand that something continues to exist even when it's out of sight. And this typically develops in childhood, but narcissists struggle with this concept emotionally. When you go no contact, they can't imagine you as a person with your own life or that you could be separate from their control. Instead, they view you as a tool that's just momentarily broken. Their first hope is that you'll reboot yourself, whether it's because of guilt or loneliness or that you'll need closure from them. They're banking on the idea that your empathy or discomfort will bring you back. And so they don't really say anything, they won't do anything, and they'll just kind of stay silent and wait. Their hope is about control, not connection. They want to regain access to the supply that you provided them without changing or expending any energy for themselves. The idea of you growing, healing, or moving on isn't even on their radar. It's not even a thought in their mind because it doesn't serve their agenda. So here's how you flip the script. Instead of rebooting, you reprogram the system, your system. If a narcissist reaches out to you after you've gone no contact, it's almost always to test your boundaries. Their message might seem harmless or just an innocent check-in or a nostalgic memory or even a disguised apology, but don't make this mistake. This is a calculated move to pull you right back into their orbit. The most powerful response you can give is no response at all. Silence is not passive. It's an active choice to protect your peace and to enforce your boundary. If seeing their messages triggers guilt or anxiety, that is normal. Do yourself a favor and block their number or block their social media accounts so that you can protect yourself from the unneeded anxiety. But be careful because it's very typical to want justice or to want to explain yourself. So don't give in to that temptation to re-engage. You have to remember that it's their goal to control you and silence is your way of taking back power. If you'd like a copy of the tools I share, sign up below and you'll get a new 3-minute empowerment plan every week. When they realize that you're not rebooting to return to them, the narcissist will shift. Your refusal becomes a challenge, a problem they need to fix. But instead of approaching this with reflection or self-awareness, they're going to double down on manipulation, testing your vulnerabilities to find a way back in. To the narcissist, your no contact isn't about your healing or independence. It's a disruption of the flow of their attention, their validation, and their control. They think that if they just press the right buttons that you're going to come back. And this is why they escalate their tactics. First, they're going to try charm. You might get a sweet text or a carefully crafted message like, "Oh, I just heard our favorite song and it made me think of you." On the surface, that seems sweet and maybe even harmless, like they're reaching out because they care. But it's not about connection. It's not about care. It's bait. The narcissist is trying to stir up memories of better times, hoping that you start questioning whether you've overreacted by cutting them off. When charm doesn't work, they'll shift into guilt. This is where they're going to play the victim, sending you messages designed to tug on your empathy and compassion. They'll say something like, "I don't know how I'll get through this without you," or "I thought we meant more to each other than this." These messages aren't about repairing the relationship. They're about triggering your sense of responsibility for their feelings. They're counting on the fact that you've cared deeply in the past, and they're hoping to exploit that care to pull you back in. But when neither charm or guilt works, they're going to take a darker turn. And this is where smear campaigns, rumors, and silent sabotage begin. They might try contacting friends or family, spinning that narrative to cast you as the villain and themselves as the victim. They may even orchestrate scenarios to make you feel cornered or to provoke a reaction. Their goal is to destabilize you emotionally, to force you to defend yourself, or even better, to get you to return to them. They are desperately hoping that they can manipulate their way back into your life, avoiding any real accountability or change. To stop the escalation of manipulation, you need a simple, repeatable response that interrupts their momentum without giving them the reaction that they're hoping for. The key phrase is, "I can't help with that." It's short, firm, and emotionally neutral, and it's perfect to deflect those attempts to pull you back in. When they double down, just repeat it calmly. "I can't help you with that," and then stay silent. If necessary, end the conversation by saying, "I need to go now," and walk away or hang up. This tool works because it doesn't give them emotional fuel. Narcissists thrive on your reactions, whether it's anger or guilt or defensiveness. By staying calm and neutral, you break the cycle of manipulation and you reclaim control over your life. When nothing else works, when that reboot didn't work, when you're not responding to the escalation, they'll try to replace you. When they replace you, it's not about moving on. It's about proving to themselves and to others that they still have control. This isn't actually a new relationship for them. It's just a performance, and it's to soothe their own emptiness. Even though this looks like they're moving on, this tactic is anything but. It's a calculated way to punish you for setting boundaries while keeping attention and control that they desperately want. They'll try turning to people in your shared circles, your family members, friends, or even community groups. Their goal is to rewrite the story, making it seem like they're thriving without you while subtly suggesting that you're the difficult one or you're the toxic one. You might notice them suddenly becoming the life of the party or taking leadership roles or making an extra effort to seem generous and warm in public settings. And sometimes they'll even bring someone new into the spotlight, a romantic partner or a new friend or even a new family ally who's now their trusted confidant. And they're trying to send a clear message. "I've replaced you and I'm better off now." And it's a deliberate attempt to make you feel small, unimportant, and forgotten. They're hoping to trigger your jealousy and doubt. They want you to ask yourself, did I make the wrong choice? Are they really better off without me? And they want to make sure that you feel punished, reduced, and insignificant for doing the unthinkable. You cut them off. They want your attention to remain focused on them. They hope that you're pining away at night or worried about them or hoping to regain their favor. They don't see you as an equal. They see you as someone who used to be a good little minion, and now they want you to suffer as payback for your transgression. Instead of reflecting on their behavior, they will double down on their need to win. By finding a replacement and painting a picture of themselves as thriving, they soothe their insecurities while punishing you for walking away. Their goal isn't to move on. It's actually to avoid facing the emptiness that they feel when they lose control over someone like you. When a narcissist realizes that you're not responding to their direct manipulation, they're going to use others, friends, family, acquaintances, to share updates about their life. This is often framed as news, but it's meant to provoke jealousy or insecurity, such as flaunting a new relationship. The most effective response is the gray rock approach. And that doesn't just go to narcissists. This goes to anyone else in their circle that's trying to come in with the news for you. So remain emotionally unreactive and neutral. If someone mentions that the narcissist has a new partner or supposed happiness, just reply with, "I hope they're doing well." Keep your tone calm and uninterested. Then pivot the conversation to something unrelated, like, "By the way, how's work going for you?" Avoid asking questions about the narcissist and don't show any curiosity. If the person persists, politely end the conversation and just say, "I'd rather not discuss this. Let's talk about something else." By staying neutral and redirecting, you shut down the narcissist's attempts to reach you, and you reinforce your boundaries and deny them the reaction they're fishing for. Thanks so much for watching. YouTube thinks you'll love this video right here on screen, so go ahead and give it a click. It's packed with more tools to spot narcissists, avoid manipulation, and build boundaries that actually work. It's the next step toward creating the life you deserve. Okay, I'll see you over there. Bye.